not time to go home yet. Just stay with me for a moment. I never thought I'd find what I was looking for, but this feeling can't afford to leave. Came here with a 20 in my pocket. Didn't want to stay too long, I knew that I would drop it. Check myself out in the reflection of a liquor bottle. Saw a real sad girl, a big pill to swallow, yeah. But when you took my hand, walked me over to the dance floor, I put on a smile, never knew I had before. You said it's not time to go home yet, yeah. Just stay with me for a moment. Don't turn around, it's only the two of us. Just stay with me for a moment. I know I'm bound to ruin it, so just stay here. Just a moment. As long as this place is open, I'll keep you close. And we'll hold on to this moment. You hold me, feels like forever. Are you here to find forever? I will never know, cause I'm scared to take you home. Will you hit me on my phone? But I guess I'll never know. They turn the volume up when we're talking. The music playing louder, not planning on stopping. It's getting pretty late, I don't even know your name, but I'm living in the moment, I want you to stay. Ooh, it's been a real bad vibe. Came in with my head down, anxiety high. Just about to leave, was about to leave. I'm so happy you noticed me. But when you took my hand, walked me over to the dance floor, I put on a smile, never knew I had before. You said it's not time to go home yet. Stay with me for a moment. Don't turn around, it's only the two of us. Just stay with me for a moment. I know I'm bound to ruin it, so just stay here. Just stay with me for a moment. Please make a move, cause I don't have the courage. Don't wanna be wondering what could have been in the morning. Said it's not time to go home yet. Just stay with me for a moment. It's not time to go home yet. Go home yet. Go home yet. Just stay with me for a moment.
Hello, welcome to Record Label Boss. Oopsie, what did I do here? Hello and welcome to Record Label Boss with your boy Avio. On this Monday, I'm gonna go, oopsie, a little bit to music. I'm gonna put it a little bit in the background because today I want to do a little bit something slightly different than what we normally do, and also checking if everything is working out right. Yeah, some things are working, some things are not working as usual. Anyway, thanks for joining me today. And I put the title today as reflective of a little bit of what's going on in Ukraine today. I'm not going to make a political stream today. I want to talk about artists. I want to talk about music. I want to talk about the entertainment industry. And I want to talk about the people that are in the entertainment industry and the people that make music. The people that are like us, and what we can tell them and why it matters. And one of the reasons for that is that a lot of you know that I personally believe in the fact that artists have a voice, and while I am totally happy and fine with people who want to entertain people, because this is what we as artists do, also I feel that to a certain degree artists that have a platform have a little bit of a responsibility to speak out about certain things. A lot of you know that I do not like to get into party politics and things like that. I usually don't participate in any kind of like conservative versus liberal thing, even though I have my own opinions about it. But I do think that sometimes artists should do more than just sell tennis shoes. I think that sometimes life is more than just Yeezys and Air Jordans, gold chains, and other extremely superficial things that people tend to believe that they need, because they really don't. And it is at these points, at these junctions in history, that we as artists have a responsibility to talk about things. But I do also believe that we do not have the responsibility to talk about these things in a way that politicians do, but in a way that entertainers would, that artists would, that musicians would, that graphics artists would, that a lot of people that are in the industry would talk about. And how would they talk about something that happens when some of their friends that are on one side of the border all of a sudden are drawn into a conflict with some of their other friends that are on the other side of the border? I know that in the artistic community, there's a lot of people in Russia that are working with a lot of people in Ukraine. Because generally, musicians and artists are people that get along with each other because they share something that in many cases transcends the topics of politics, because artists are usually more interested in art. They are people that connect with other people through art, through music, through any kind of art. I relate it to music because that's me, but other people have other art. And they would be probably more connected with another artist than they would maybe with somebody who has, I don't know, nothing against farmers, but is a farmer, but is from their own country. And this is why we as artists have a special place in history where we can reflect on things that other people might have a hard time reflecting on, because to us, it's normal to work with artists from all over the world. Ever since I started my artistic career, I have met so many people from all over the world, and I've never made a distinction between them. I've never said this is a such and such and this is a such and such, and he's from here and he's from there. I said that, yes, as a I don't know, maybe something informative, to know where they live. But the point is that we work every day with people from the United States, people from Austria, people from the United Kingdom, people from Croatia, people from Colombia, people from many different places. And all we ever talk about is how are we going to make a song that's even better? How are we going to make a great collaboration? What key is the next song going to be in? What type of genre is something going to be that we're working on? Who could do something with whom, and what sounds cool and what doesn't? And never has anybody on Count Zero said to someone else, you are from this and this country and I hate you. That does not even cross the mind of anybody. And that is partially the power of music and the power of art. And this is why it is so important that those who are the disciples of music, the disciples of power in art, are the ones that stand up and say, at the end of the day, we are all the same. And this is the message that I want to send today and in the very beginning, because I know people from Russia and all of them are excellent. I actually don't know anybody from Ukraine, but I think they're wonderful too. And it saddens me more than anything else to hear what's going on and to know that what is going on is entirely triggered by the political leadership. It is not because they're fighting about who's got the better song. It is not because they're fighting about some food that they're lacking and they need to fight over it. They're not fighting over land. They're not fighting over anything. As far as I know, the people that were conscripted in the Russian army, who are usually young conscripts, didn't even know where they were going. And I'm saddened by the fact that politicians make people fight that would otherwise have nothing but respect for each other. And this is where we as artists need to provide a counterpoint to politics. This is where we need to say, no, it is not how you say. No, violence is not the solution. No, we do not need to invade somebody else's country. And no, they are not our enemy. Because very seldomly in my life have I seen a war where the people were actually each other's enemy. I saw a war and wars where politicians were each other's enemy and they made people fight their fights for them. Those are miserable little old white men, usually, that make others go and die for their desires of power, of greed, and of many, many other negative emotions. And in a media landscape where all we hear is that, it can sometimes seem overwhelming that there isn't a voice of unity. And I think that voice of unity needs to be us artists. Because if we are not the ones who are the defenders of truth and beauty, who will it be? It will definitely not be the politicians. It falls to the artists to be the ones that say, we are all the same. We listen to the same songs. We think that we like the same musicians. We party at the same parties. We draw the same pictures, and we are creating together. And this is a powerful message that transcends a lot of the hatred that people are trying to stir, because it's usually not easy to get two populations to fight each other. You have to tell them all kinds of stuff, how much they hate each other and why. There has to always be somewhat elaborate backstory why you should hate your neighbor, why you should kill a child, why you should go to war, and why you should shoot somebody who's 18, no matter if he's Russian or Ukrainian. Because realistically, you know that 18-year-old boy has never done anything to anybody, no matter which side he's on. But somebody tells you that it is necessary to go and kill because that is how it is. And then there's politicians on both sides, one saying this, one saying that, but there has to be somebody in between, and that can be artists. If you're a musician, then you work with a lot of people from around the world. I'm sure you've done it. On our Discord server, there's always people asking for collaborations. People saying, hey, I have this beat. People saying, hey, I have these vocals. Don't you want to get together? Don't you want to do it? I'm from Germany. You're from Texas. Let's do this. I'm from the Dominican Republic. You're from Thailand. Let's make a song together. There is absolutely no racism in music. And it's a wonderful and beautiful thing. But when these things happen, you hear nothing from artists. They're sad. They grieve. But they don't speak out. And sometimes when they speak out in a partisan way. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to speak out in a partisan way. I want to speak out for peace and for the fact that your life isn't going to get better if you kill somebody else who's 18. There's just no way. Unless you are defending yourself. And then the question is, who made the guy attack you? And what do I hear from the entertainment sector? Buy my tennis shoes. Buy some more tickets. I'm going to do a new tour. I'm incredibly disappointed in certain artists who have a lot of money and who have never done anything to help any community in any way whatsoever. I am asking you, as an artist, as somebody who's watching this, to not be quiet, but to speak out for peace. I'm not asking you to speak out in a partisan way. I'm not asking you to say, fuck this, fuck that, he's right, he's wrong, whatnot. I'm asking you to tell the people through song, through art, and through the utilities that you have to communicate with them that peace is the only solution and that there is absolutely no reason why we should fight, because the world just isn't like that anymore. We're not fighting for survival because we're starving. We're fighting, for the most part, because there's some miserable old person who makes young people fight. And you, the ones that have the ear of the young people, have an especially large obligation to talk to these young people and tell them that there is a better way. Tell them in song, in poetry, and in art that there is a way to live together. Tell them by the means given to you by whoever you believe in, God, the creator, the universe, whatnot. They gifted you with the gift of creativity. So go ahead and use that gift of creativity for good rather than to be silent or to use it for bad. And this is the statement I wanted to make. I'm happy to discuss the situation as it is going on. If any of you have any questions on it, I'll be happy to answer it. Otherwise, I'm going to go forward and continue the normal show with Record Label Boss. But sometimes things have to be said. I want to welcome Mixed Beauty, Lotta Pitchy, Foxy, Vanessa, Scotty, Vani, and I am Tail Lambo, Getano, and so many others on the stream. I'm hoping you all doing all right, and we're gonna go ahead and review some music because that's what we do on this stream. And we're gonna do what we do best, right? And do we have that in news? Yeah, do we have it? Yeah, we have it here. Excellent. All right, so today I had an interesting chat with a new streaming service that shall remain unnamed, and they're doing some new interesting things with streaming. And we're negotiating a cooperation, so if that happens, you will hear about it. And I had a nice chat with an employee from Groover who recently joined Groover to talk about their service and how to improve it and what to do with it. So as you know, I told them exactly what I thought about it, and they were very surprised because, and I did not notice, I was the first curator that they ever interviewed for feedback. And this tells me a lot about the place that the submission services are at, and that is because they're extremely artist-centric, and a lot of artists would say that this is a good idea, but it's actually not. Because artists want to successfully promote their stuff, they want to successfully communicate with record labels, and neither the submission services nor the artists know what the submission, what the labels and others actually need, want, or how things work. And it's always so astounding to me that the last person you ask is the person that it all goes to. the labels, the curators, the playlisters, and all of these people. Let's just ask these people last because they're the least important people. I mean, I do understand that submission services are being paid by artists, but it is astounding to me to never have a feedback round with the curators of music, even though you're essentially making a service that sends them music. To me, it's as much about the curators as it is about the artists. So we had a very interesting discussion, very fruitful, I would say, and I gave a very strong curator standpoint that she was very surprised, or she thought it was very insightful to hear it from the other side. And I thought it was very surprising to never hear the other side, because that company is like, 3 years old, 5 years old, and you're telling me you never seriously did a feedback round with your curators. That is very interesting. But you did multiple ones for the artists. And a lot of the questions revolved around circumvention prevention, which is something if the artists directly contact the curators without paying the submission service, direct emails, direct chats, etc. So there was a lot of questions that were targeted towards how can we prevent people from contacting curators directly without paying us. Of course, these questions weren't asked directly like that, but they all centered around that. So that was probably the baggage that you got from corporate, which tells me that Groover probably isn't doing too great if like 50% of their questions is how can we squeeze more money from artists? How often are you giving out your email address? How often are you talking to people outside of the Groover platform? Again, she was very nice. I think Groover's doing a good job, but questions reveal more about the interviewer than answers do about their interviewee, if you know what you're doing. And I get a lot into feedback loops, and then I give honest feedback, because what a lot of people don't understand in business is that if you give somebody feedback, just listen to their questions and you will know exactly what's up with them. They will ask you the questions that are the most urgent for them. And the most urgent for Groover currently is how can we prevent people going around us and not paying us the money. That's usually indicative of somebody who has a little bit of a tiny budget situation, because circumvention is usually only like 10 to 20% on any platform. So if you're squeezing the last bit out of your platform, and that is your most important thing that you want to ask curators, I'm not sure how well you're doing there. But other than that, they had some plans. One of the questions was if we would like to have a chat, and I said no, and she was surprised. I said, why would I need a chat? Why would I need 5,000 artists to contact me directly and tell me some stuff? I'm absolutely uninterested in that. If I want to chat, there is 15 platforms where people are already sending messages to me. People are sending messages on Facebook, on Instagram, on Discord, on WhatsApp, on Telegram, everywhere. Last thing we need is one more chat platform. And we're listening here to Wide Eyed by the Cold Weather Company. So to me, it's always very interesting when people say, hey, let's have a feedback round, and then kind of like ask if you are cheating them or if the artists are cheating them, how often you're cheating, and these kinds of things, Also, I have to say, I really love the companies that are like startups or people that don't have necessarily the biggest business experience that would ask these questions in a somewhat in a way of somebody who hasn't done a lot of talking to people, you know, like very thinly veiled, like, I don't know, how can I say, the questions were a little bit naively covered to make people believe that you're actually asking for feedback when you're really asking them, are you doing any activity on our platform where we are not getting paid? But of course, nobody wants to talk about that. But of course, it's all about that. It has been for Submit Hub and everybody else. And this is one of the problems with the submission platforms. They make money by making people submit. They don't make money by making people successful. They make money by making people submit music. And those are two very different things. They actually make more money when people are not successful, because then they keep resubmitting their stuff. And every time they do so, they have to pay for it. So that's a little bit of a two-edged blade. So when you have somebody who you're paying and they're getting more money, the less success you have, it's a bit, let's just say it's a bit of a thing. If you're working with somebody who benefits from your misery, they might not be your best strategic partner. Let's just say it like that. I'm sure there's a lot of well-meaning people, but at the end of the day, money always tells. And that is what makes them different than us, because we get paid when artists get paid. So artists generally see submission services as wonderful and labels as horrible, when actually it's quite the other way around. We're not charging artists a penny. We're only taking percentage of their success. And then there's somebody who charges artists up front before they ever even have the chance of being successful. Okay, that was. I put this. Look at this. I have this thing. That was okay. Track. That seems a bit off key in places and could use a more robust chorus. All the best. You know, I like to provide feedback always. It's a good thing to do. All right, let's listen to the next one. Tommy Gotti from Austria. Hello, curator and pro. But maybe I'm gonna write to him in Austrian and be like, der wieder geschossen. Nah, sagen wir geschossen. And I'm Tail Lambo says, let's hope Putin loses what he holds most dear, money and power. Personally, I think that was a very bad decision, and it's going to be the end of his political career, because Russia is not going to recuperate from these economic sanctions. Russia might take Ukraine, but they will break under the weight of the international sanctions that are already crippling, and it's only been days. If this keeps up for 3-4 years, I have no idea how such a weak economy like the Russian one, that is only about the size of Spain or 3 times the size of Austria, would be able to survive that. Russia has an incredibly tiny economy that is in no way analog or parallel to their military power. And that tiny economy that they have is like, to the very biggest part, dependent on energy exports, which they can't do. So they will have a very tiny and completely ruined economy. Just a quick point here. I worked in the energy sector for 25 years, so I'm extremely familiar with the energy situation of Russia. And When people say Russia will just sell the gas to China, there is no pipelines. There are no significant pipelines between Russia and China. So they can sell the gas to them, but they can't get it. If they want to compress the gas and create LPG, put it in tankers and ship it to China, they will have to build tanker terminals, which they don't have. So they're going to have to build tanker terminals, gas pipelines, etc. to China. And those are extremely huge infrastructure costs, which is why they never built them in the first place. So when Russia can no longer sell energy to Europe, they're literally stuck with it. There's absolutely no one that will buy that energy because they cannot get it out of the country. They will have to build multiple large LNG terminals, and they will have to build a new fleet and just to begin to compensate for what they have lost. It's a lot of people overestimate Russia's economic capacity and energy dominance. Russia is completely dependent on selling their energy, and only very few countries are actually dependent on buying it, because there's alternative providers like the US, like Algeria, like Northern Africa, like the Middle East, that you can tap into. It's going to be a little bit more expensive, but for the Russians, there's almost no alternative buyers. So while it will drive energy prices up by 5% maybe in Europe, in the long run, it will take out 70% of the already tiny Russian economy. This will be a collapse of a complete public economy. Nothing will work anymore. This is the absolute end of economy in Russia, and there's no way they can compensate that. Now, what they did was they have currently stockpiled cash money and lots of gold, with which about 60 billion they can go ahead and fund themselves for a year or two, or maybe 3. But at the end of the day, 5 years from now, if these sanctions continue, Russia will absolutely be a third world state. They will not be able to afford even the most basic of goods, and they will be completely ruined. And no amount of help from the Chinese is going to change that. And long before that happens, Putin will have a very unfortunate accident, and then there will be a new leader in Russia. Absolutely. Because at the end of the day, when people have nothing to eat, when people don't have a place to stay, when people don't have enough energy to warm their houses, it doesn't matter how much you promise them about national pride. People are going to hate you because you as their leader were incompetent. I used to be one of the people that wrote strategic papers about this topic that also went to governments. So this is probably one of the things where I have some very expert knowledge. Even though I'm now doing music, I previously did energy for 25 years. So the situation of Russia is a lot more dire than people think. Not in the short term. Not in the short term. The first year, it's going to be horrible, but they're not going to die from it. But 2 years from now, 3 years from now, it's going to be crushing. They will have nothing. It will be the worst economic collapse you've ever seen in your life. All right, Toasted Nibble says, here in the UK, we are in the middle of an energy crisis where we have to pay thousands of pounds per year just for electricity. Yeah, but that is homemade. That's not because of Russia. That's just because of the UK not making the smartest moves in the last few years, including Brexit. And I do love my UK friends, and Lottie is one of our valued members here at Count Zero. And we would love for the UK to remain in Europe. It would make things for us so much easier. But I just don't know. they have not had a very inspired leadership as of late. And the moves that they made, everything from the supply crisis, the truckers, Brexit, fishing rights, you name it, we play it. It hasn't been smart. It doesn't have anything to do with party politics. It's just kind of like stupid moves. They were arguing about some kind of fishing rights that impact a total of 0.003% of the British national economy, and they were willing to give up significant. It just doesn't make any sense. But it's kind of like it was with Russia. It's all about pride. And when men are hurt in their pride, they can do a lot of stupid things. Trust me, I know, I'm a man. So this is usually what happens. It's some middle-aged man that gets insulted, and then he goes ahead and does some bullshit. And it's very sad. I do believe a 1,000% that the UK will rejoin the European Union. Okay, I have a cat coming on here. Within the next 10 to 15 years, because there's absolutely no alternative to it. And they will just simply rejoin because they already fill all of the requirements to join the EU anyway. They will be able to join within a year. All they need to do is make a referendum to rejoin the EU, and a year later they will be back in, and it'll be, it'll have been an interesting ride. Let's just say it like that. But I don't think geopolitically there's any. No, not on the camera, please. Come on, dude. We're gonna go down. Oh. He wants to rub himself on the camera holder, So there's that, and let's go. Okay, so yeah, toasted nibble. That's what I think about it. Of course, everybody's completely entitled to their own opinion. I'm not a UK citizen or anything, but I do believe they're going to come back because there's just essentially no reason to not to. There's absolutely no benefit for being from being by yourself, other than possibly keeping their financial district out of the reach of European regulators, to be able to do kind of like things like the Swiss are doing, to take a lot of blood money, to do a lot of, money laundering, essentially kind of unethical shit that London has been very aggressive in. And the question is, if that's what you want. If that's what you want, if you want to live off the blood money of everybody, then go ahead and be Switzerland, and you're certainly going to benefit from it economically, but it's a question if you as a society want that. And Toasted Nibble says the Russian government have already demonstrated human rights abuses. Current events now really have ruined it all for them. Human rights is a tricky thing. They're violated in many countries in the world. But the current situation has been a gross miscalculation of the Russian government, that things would work very differently than they did. There's no perceivable way to think that what's currently happening is what they planned. And again, as somebody who has been in the military for a brief amount, for just a year, but still, it's a fucking disaster. You're attacking on multiple axes. You're attacking on 4 major axes in like 8 battle groups. And your forces are completely spread out, and this is something that you do when you completely outnumber the defender. When you have like 10 times to 20 times the forces that the defending force has. And they went in initially with 60,000 troops. They then backed up to 120, and now they're going up to 200,000. And we're talking about 20 million defenders in the Ukraine in total that are musterable, that are men that can hold a gun. So unless you're bringing your absolute best troops, this strategy is doomed to failure. And what I did not understand was that Russia went in there with mostly conscripts. Those were people that were told that they were going to exercise, to maneuver, and then got moved into Ukraine. And these guys generally do not have a great combat value, more than a Ukrainian civilian, but nowhere near what is needed to do such an extremely demanding military task. To invade and conquer Ukraine with under 100,000 troops in 2 days, that was the initial assignment, is extremely challenging for even... I don't know which army could do that. NATO could not do that. And Russia is like a tenth of NATO's size. They did not lead up enough troops to Ukraine to even come close to it. And now they're stuck in the fucking quagmire because the Ukrainians are kicking their ass. And it's a military faceplant. Nobody could have wanted this. You know, aside from the whole thing to where they're calling Zelensky, whose family was killed in the Holocaust and he is a Jew, and they're saying he's a Nazi leader, which for me as an Austrian is very funny. You know that Adolf Hitler was Austrian, and the whole idea that there would be some kind of like Jewish establishment in Ukraine that has now somehow became Nazis. I mean, that is just idiotic. It's very creative for an artist, but I'm not entirely sure if Putin is an artist. So I think there's a lot of things to unpack, but yeah, it's an okay song. I don't know. I don't agree with the politics. I don't agree with the invasion. I don't agree with the attack plan. I don't agree that the sanctions are not going to do anything. If I was the leader of Russia, I would have done absolutely nothing the way that Putin has done it. I cannot see any successful move on his part. And I know a lot of people are always saying, oh, he's so smart, he's so incalculable, he's so sly, etc. I don't think so. I think that he had a lot of pressure in his own country because Russia has made absolutely zero progress in economic growth in the last 20 years. The average household income has not increased in 20 years in Russia. The situation hasn't increased in the last 20 years, and people don't want him anymore. So he needed a war. And then he does what so many leaders before him did. He disregards what his generals are telling him and completely faceplants his offensive. If they were not so crushingly outnumbering the Ukrainians in total, I would say they have already lost. But I know they can lead 500,000 more troops to there, and they're going to have to. They're going to have to mobilize a lot of people if they really want to occupy Ukraine. And if they want to keep Ukraine occupied, it will cost them so much. And that, together with the sanctions, will completely ruin the country. So I can not see any situation to where Russia comes out of this intact. And I think Putin will go down into history as the person that has ruined his country for decades. and people will spit on his name and will say that that was the guy that cost us 20 years of economic growth and all of our prosperity. Pretty cool song that is well produced and a tiny bit generic. All the best. Cheers. There's a lot of Austrian and German producers that make this kind of music. All right, Follow You from Asher Knight. So today it's kind of like, you know, world matters in music. Thanks for joining. Oh, this is new. If you want to tip me, you can go to recordlabelboss.com. And tip there. There's a tip button. Tip me. And if you tip me, then something will happen here. So you can totally check that out.
In the hardest times, just know that I will follow. For the lows and highs, just know that I will follow. All your darkest nights will be alright. Where you go, I go. You're my guiding light. Just know that I will follow you.
Yeah, that's from the UK. Asher Knight Pop. Follow You.
Just know that I will follow you. There's a story in your eyes, and I fall for it every time. On the nights that I'm sinking, you're the one that I go to. And I know you're losing yourself too.
Okay, he's trying, but he still needs a little bit of time for his vocals.
In the hardest times, just know that I will follow.
Good song that has many things done right. I feel the vocals could use some work. All the best. You know, that usually not so good. All right, next one. 21 for November hip hop rap. Yeah, I don't hate it either. And I know what he's trying to do, and I think it's pretty good. The beat rhythm seemed a bit weird, says Toasty. But when you're going for when you're looking at a commercial pop artist, they should really have good vocals, and they should really be on point, because the song kind of lives from it, you know. And of course you can always auto-tune everything, but I would like to have commercial pop people to have great, not only great vocals, but also great voice. The song does not catch yo-yo on me neither. Okay, a song that stays low energy and could use some switch ups. All the best. Sounds like a very long intro. I don't know. What should I write? Song is a very long intro and super boring, as you're repeating the same 4 bars for 3 minutes. Okay, next one. Benzio Music from Thailand. Holding On. And Toasted says it's easy to run a good backing track with substandard vocals. Absolutely. vocals are the number one reason why people fail in audition. It's usually not the music. The music is produced easily enough with a good computer, with a good DAW and a little bit of knowledge of how things work. So it's usually the vocals where people fail.
Without even trying, open your eyes. Right in front of you.
I hit my mic. Tip me, tip me.
I keep
Yeah, it's an okay amateur production, but I would not necessarily play this in the club. Okay, track that has some things done right. That has, but still lacks in general production quality. What I mean with that is that the vocals are just a little bit out of key and a little bit too slow. The clapping is just a little bit misplaced. The melody is just a little bit weird. You know, there's these many small things that people do when they kind of like start producing electronic music that are typical in this track, to where you're like, oh yeah, there's something, and then like these 10 small mistakes add up to a track that you don't want to hear. And then some drones in the back, completely unmotivated. It's usually what happens when people want to fill their track with something. They put drones in, which are notes that go like, you know, and because they want to fill up their track to make it sound fuller, they just randomly add droning notes, and they don't fit at all with the track, but they just make the track sound a little bit busier. So the track is now busy, but it's not better. You know what I mean? So you know, I'm not big fan of drones, and I have very few drones in my tracks, I would say, because like this layering that people do in EDM, like new producers, yeah, let's just layer the shit out of stuff, you know? If your track sounds empty, instead of introducing a new melody to it, let's just duplicate the existing melody and play it with 4 different instruments. And then you just layer the shit out of everything, and it sounds still boring, but a little bit wider. So you have, you know, boring but wide. But what you really need is a melody and a counter melody, you know. So if you go bum bum ba-dum ba-dum bum ba-dum ba-dum bum ba-dum ba-dum bum ba-dum, then you should have a second melody that goes beep 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 beep. That would be a counter melody, but this is not what people do. They take the bum 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 ba-dum bum ba-dum bum, and they play it with a different instrument. And this is when tracks turn into cacophonies. But I think I'm a little bit too much in production now. The point when everybody checks out. See you later. Okay, let's look onto our Discord and see what people put there. We had a little bit of a scare today because a unnamed person, she shall remain unnamed, has had her account hacked, and people bought lots of these server boosts with her account. And so we had a little bit of a scare on our server today. But in the end, everything, worked out fine. And we're back. Philip Michael. I think, haven't we listened to this already? Philip Michael, Earth Song or whatnot. Something with Earth. Oh. Yeah, and still the producer tags in there. Okay, so, if you're really trying to send something to like sending a meaningful demo to a label, it should not have producer tags from somebody else in it, that says, this was produced by Jay-Z Bungie. This was produced by Jay-Z Bungie, because it lets everybody know that you didn't do anything on the track. So if you submit a demo, it should be yours. It should, I don't know. Is that not obvious? How is that not obvious? Nicki Minaj is good at adding groaning notes. That's not a positive thing. Yeah, people do all kinds of stuff to fill their tracks with things. Some things work, some things don't work. I'm just, I'm a big fan of melody. Always melody. I mean, even in hip hop music. If you look at the hip hop music in the beginning, West Coast, East Coast, it doesn't matter if it was NWA, Ice Cube, if it was Ice-T, if it was King Son, if it was Run DMC, it all had very dedicated melody. At least it had great sample loops that really fit with the beat. And, I like one of the songs I liked that I thought was really creative was Ice Cube Checking for Beats, where he's rapping to like 8 or 9 different sample loops. I thought it was pretty cool, So whenever people are saying, no, it's all about groove, blah blah blah, whatnot, especially nowadays in hip hop, I'm usually saying to them, no, it isn't, and it never was, because if you go back 20 years, you'll find that a lot of the pieces have an extremely strong melody. Granted, it's not something that they played on the piano; it's something that they sampled, but it was still there. It was still that. It was still good. And this is how I got to NWA. I mean, and If you're listening to the new Dr. Dre stuff where Scott Storch and other people make the melodies for it, essentially, it's like world-class songwriters and melody men that do the melodies for everything. So there is no genre that doesn't have melody, even metal. It does not matter which music you make. It always hangs on melody and vocals, and if you disregard it, your song's not gonna fly. It's not gonna fly. Okay, Philip Michael, I think this is the same song again. Yeah, most of his stuff doesn't really work. Clay the King. Yep, we already heard that as well. I had one guy who posted his shit in here and it was so good, and I was like, what the fuck? But who was that guy? Who was that guy, Lottie, that we tagged there? Here's N-Tab. Already listened to that quite a few times. Road Diamonds, listened to that as well. But there was some... And there's always some people, really promoting their stuff and saying, here's my stuff. Phasomorphic, maybe that's new.
You're not sad again.
Yeah, not totally bad, but again, not ready. Wise Elder Nubis. We're gonna give him a listen to Kaz music.
Sounds like I still hear the sounds. None of you put in as much work as me. Pretty okay, still wasted. Puts a little raps, get hit with erasers. And ain't no chasing.
Weird production quality going on there.
Kept falling dead.
Well, listen to it. Next one.
Starting to drown. Don't want the real me that brings out a frown.
Tayesh, yep. I've listened to him a few times already. Listened. PlayStation.
I could care less. Better wear a vest. It will be a homicide. My words will make it suicide. It is not a test. Find your fam and protect. I'm going for your neck. I'll make you hit the deck real fast.
Okay, yeah.
Deck, bet you see the J, stopping these grounds. How it goes is yours to take. Know some shit about me, yo, really now does he? See the million, I'm feeling this, no more healing this, making some changes at the
Okay, he's got the beat, he's got the groove, but man, is he lacking the voice, you know?
right. That goes to my brothers. A lot of times when they break it, shouts to tears,
Man. But you can't practice. You can't practice that away. You know, you can't practice and make it better. Absolutely. WOA assassin, that's what I would say to him, you know. In-tap tame. Son, fuck that bitch. Oh my god. Oh, man. Yeah, well, you know, we listened to that. That French kind of like dude was not so bad. Mario Manozoi. Well, kind of like very basic electronic track. B.O. Cherries, I think, was it? Yeah. He did. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, they need to be a little bit more controlled. Yeah, that was BO Cherries. How did we... Hey, can somebody remember how we remained with BO Cherries? What did we tell them? To send an email to chat to me? What was it? Something. We gotta... I'm pretty sure we told them something. Didn't we?
For a sandwich. No fries, nothing. You think to yourself, what is there, a fucking celebrity chef back there?
You told him to email? I told him to email? Yeah, I did. I don't know what I told him. I get so confused because I'm reviewing so many people, or did I give him, or maybe he already, or I sent him something. Ah, fuck! I always keep forgetting who I told what. You know, with all these guys, it's difficult. Let me see if I gave him a message to do an appointment. Because he's like an older guy that has a band and they're making this industrial sound, which I think is actually pretty interesting. Yep, I gave him the link. There it is. Very good. So there you go. Whoops. Where is that? We want to go here. Okay. Something about sandwich. Yeah. It's It's a kind of like a real heavy kind of thing that reminds me a little bit of Rage Against the Machine, connected with some kind of heavier metal, and it could be interesting. You know, I said to him, let's talk about it. I could see it to be a little bit more structured and a little bit less random, and you could pull off a convincing Rage Against the Machine kind of like new version metal kind of like thing there that, you know, maybe would be good. So I was like, yeah, that could totally be a thing. I don't know if it's gonna be a thing, but it could be a thing. You never know. All right, what we got here? That was the demo submission room. And then we have another room, which is promote your music. So in order to post in our demo submission room, you have to give yourself the role unsigned artist. And it's literally just 4 seconds of work, and then you can post in there. But a lot of people don't read anything, and then they're reading over it, and then they can't post in there. That's kind of like intentional, because we don't want people who don't read anything, you know, on the server in terms of how things work, to not be able to post there. So we always have a lot of people, which is funny, that that post here and promote your music when they could post any other one. Okay. Rage and Sepultura, yeah. Yeah, I love Rage Against the Machine, but you know, that was a long time ago, man. Yeah, there's no voice. There's no voice there. It's always difficult when you have such a lack of. Okay, so when I listen to 3 songs, in every song the vocals start on the same note, and he sings the same 3 notes, you know, na 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 na, and then you know how good he is in singing. It's a bit lower. You're screaming, please no. Okay, yeah, it's all very, very similar. Don't know what I would say there. Good thing I don't have to get feedback on this.
Pick up when I taste you. Pick up when I taste you. You know it's me, you. You know it's me, you.
Yeah, not sure about that. Alrighty. Yeah, it's okay, but oh man, I hate these embeds. I just hate them so much. One wrong click and you're on their website. I mean, that's literally what they want to do with these embeds, but I neither want SoundCloud nor Spotify. I am happy.
Swap my glass on the valley, the weather, I'm ballin' and all of these bitches like Tyler, get this
Okay, so the fast rap was actually pretty good. And this here, I'm not sure. Yeah, I take that. I take that in the beginning. I'm gonna mark that dude. Still Dill. Let's roll him to unsigned. Hey, be rolling. Message. Still Dill. Not bad. The beginning. I like the beginning. Just the beginning. Yeah, so we will see. Because it's always the question who is actually the person rapping, who's doing this, who's doing that. So many times I found out that the best part of the song was actually not made by the artist themselves. So you always got to be careful, and you got to ask, you know, the piece from here to here, who did that? Is that you? Is that one of your friends? Is he going to be on board? And things like that, you know. So many times you're not getting who you're getting. A DistroKid pre-save campaign? Are you fucking kidding me? SoundCloud, okay. Let's click 15.
Can you just leave me alone? I'm so lost, nowhere feels like home. These days are cold, the nights so long. Don't know, another come for better year.
Yep. That's right, Yo-Yo. He should send through them sub. We're working hard on it. We meaning I. Now I'm getting a lot of feedback from the team, and it's going good so far. Na. Not so bad, is it? How you been? How you been? La la la. I'm just sending these people not bad, you know. Oh, he's already still Dill is sending back. The rest really should meet you. I'm in a live show, but we can talk later. Alrighty. Yeah. There's that. Alright. What? Oh, in the server or URL? Oh, hold on. Let me. This guy. That's funny. Okay. Twitch.tv/record label boss. Alrighty. Okay, Alex, that wasn't also so bad. Let's listen to AJ. And I think Still Dill is gonna come on here. As we're listening to AJ here. on, man.
She wanna fuck all night.
Okay, yeah, it's a bit dragging. And then it's like dragging. All right, 0 Muddy. Let's hear that.
Yeah. Clip out 1 started over 10. My baby is shooting like Harley Quinn. I'm in the pussy with more than friends. Ice in my cup on my hologram. She posted no take her for the grind. And after we fuck like
We got the Hersey 27.
Shut the club. Whole line. Yo, kick rocks. All talk. All fuck.
Okay, yeah, I don't know about that. Right, I don't know about that. Right, let's lock up that. This is tight. I haven't put notifications on. Yeah, you totally should, Dill. Is that you? This is sick. Yeah, we're listening to a lot of stuff 3 times a week. You know, we listen to all the people that send us their stuff, and we do it here on the show. And there's a lot of people watching it. Sometimes more, sometimes less, but it's always like 100 people or so watching it on various different channels. We're on Reddit, we're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, but usually I just point people to the Twitchy. Okay, AK raps, but then I'm gonna have a question for Dill. He's gonna answer me.
It's not there. I know that you blind to the point. I wish we've never spoken. And I couldn't see it. Making sad songs all alone in my home.
Oh man, these vocals. All right, let's go back to Dilly, who's just joined us here on the show. And I had one question. What was the question I had for Dilly? Where's the fucking song? Oh, there you go. 3, 2, 1. See, this is pretty good. Who's that? Please tell me that is you or one of your friends. And I'm not so sure that this second part works out. It's kind of like a... I don't know. I'm not so great vocals. Okay, so are you the producer, the first vocalist, or the second vocalist, or no vocalist at all? Because... You're the last vocalist? Okay, dude, you should probably stick to producing. Yeah. Who produced the music? See, I only have this 27-second clip here, but you should totally send me some more of your material. I feel that first vocalist is actually pretty good, and if you can do some more tracks with him, I think that would be something. The second vocals on these 27-second clip are not very good. I would just cut them out. But what can I say? Very early in my life, I learned I'm not a great singer, so I don't sing. There's plenty of people that want to sing for you on a track, so it's usually not a huge problem if you... And that's what you do, you know. I just became a producer, and yeah, this is the first vocalist is pro. We have a second one coming. Well, yeah, okay. Well, dude, then send some more of your material, because this is a 27-second clip and it's difficult to judge, you know. But that wasn't so bad, especially the first guy with the beat. That was pretty good. I would like that, you know. Alrighty. Holy crap. See, we got so much going on. Next one, Little Kid YT. STJ. Hey Arby, what's up? We had a rap battle for a feature amongst us. Nice.
Hook to the goal, but I don't see naughty.
Ah man, sucky vocals.
Stuck on the floor, not stuck on the floor.
Hey Arby, you cannot guess, Arby, what happened today. What is this? You know what I made today, Arby? Because I was thinking about you. You know what I made? You have no idea what I made today, Arby. All right, Shaki Shan is next.
I know I'm fine, but the money makes me handsomer. Walk around smelling like a come up in the answer for her problems, but I'm not him, I don't mind it though. You don't like me how you think you do, I like it though. I know I'm fine.
But the money makes me handsomer. Love the shit, the boyfriend spit the boyfriend, get them cash it now. Her shit is a dance with her. Favorite list, she back it up. God forbid they think of it.
Yeah. No. Okay, Duffy. Sinister. Arby says, if I guess right, what do I get? I will sit with you on the back porch and eat watermelon with you.
Y'all niggas tryna fuck with, give me royalties, but I took that blow you speaking heat, and I can't stop this man.
Yeah, yeah, no. Also, see, the main problem with all these young guys is vocals. They're just really untrained in rapping, and they're really having a hard time vocalizing. Okay, next one, Little Kinzu. Or maybe we can eat watermelon, don't we? Okay, maybe we can eat one. Yeah, I made the arbitrator celebratory remembrance fried chicken. And trust me, Arby, I was thinking of you when I was eating it. And I still got some left. No. Always the same, always the vocals. Okay, what we got here? GS16 versus Vixen. First encounter. No, it's like a 8-bit. Why think of me? Think of Alani. When I think about fried chicken, I always think about you, Arby. Okay, that's a little bit of a 8-bit thing here going on there. A little bit of chiptune. Wasn't so bad. All right, I got a bunch of questions on Reddit. Toasted Nibble says, I used to be known as Jack Dawson UK, but it's a different account. Okay. Vote for my party says, bro, we've been played by psychological AI bots from both sides. Boycott involvement in politics. Yeah, that's actually a pretty good idea. Can I send my material? Can I do a track with Red Alert? We're gonna need it. You can go to our Discord server and post your music right here, what you see on here. That's countzerorecords.com/discord or discord.gg/ccr. And you can join our Discord server and post it in the demo submission room or in the promote your own music room, and then I will review it. And then I will review it live on the show. Man, I can't talk. Next one is Mozzie Aver.
Yeah. Big Draco, Big Mozzie, that's what I'm chasing. Try stop me, gourmet shit, that's a bocce. Niggas don't like me, they all tryna pop me off the perk. Room getting foggy from the dirt, dripping like Barry, sipping Zerp. Getting the sloppy, got it on tape, I'll pass you a copy. Big Draco, Big Mozzie.
Yeah. No. Okay, next one. Okay, yeah, it's always the vocals that are doing them in. It's really... Yeah, same thing here. You know, you'll have like fairly decent beats. Not the greatest in the world, but fairly decent. You'll have like a 7, you know, and then you have like vocals which are like a 4, and it kind of like it's really disappointing. And Kenny says, what do you call a pot smoking rooster? Fried chicken, haha. A pot smoking rooster is a fried chicken. Okay. And Dirty says, by the way, boss, tons of my friends post in your server because I let them there. I figured it'd be a great place for them to get their sounds heard. Absolutely. Dude, I listen to all of them, and if they come on the show or they talk to me, I will give them feedback. Usually it's where they need to improve, you know, and most of these kids are doing a pretty good job with the beats and stuff, and they seem to have a feeling for the beats, but the vocals, man, you know, that's got to be a lot bit better. I've been put on the playlist fire beats shit bars. Yeah, but dude, don't let anybody discourage you. It's exactly how everybody starts out. That this point that you're gonna do some shit and you're gonna do it for a month or two and you're gonna be a total star, that is just not true, you know. The most talented guy that I know, and I'm not gonna say his name because he's freaking halfway crazy, took 3 years of non-stop music production to get to a point to where he had a EDM chart hit. And he's extremely talented, and it took him 3 years of every day getting up, producing until he went to sleep, and then doing it again. So, I don't know, that's kind of like my hallmark. If you're super talented and you do nothing else for 3 years, you have an actual chance of making it with one of your tracks. If you're a little bit less talented, or you're spending a little bit less time than 16 hours every day, it's going to be more than 3 years to get there, you know. And Terzi says, I take it with strides. I went from writing for people to trying it myself. Yeah, dude, I tried so much in music. I tried, I don't know, singing, rapping, writing, producing, dancing, whatnot. I did fucking everything, but I ended up with certain things where I was really good, and was mostly music production. Because I was always good in organizing people, and I never had a problem getting vocals on a track from people that were really good. So people that were like super singers. And so if you're a good producer, eventually you're going to find singers that are really, really fire. You put them on your track and people are like, wow, you know, this is a really good track. And there you go. You don't have to do everything by yourself. You don't have to do everything by yourself. Nah. Yeah, don't know what to do with that. Plug, I heard that. Blow.
There's no need to worry, I haven't had time to clean it. I know that this is scary, but you don't have to hurry. The changes will set in. I didn't have enough.
Okay, yeah, I'll listen to it. And RB says, organizing people, Lottie, Yo-Yo, Scotty, and Ken be running around like crazy. What?
Before falling in love with this.
You like this guy blowing loads? Blowing loads. You're still here. I don't know. I think it's kind of like really dragging. The problem for me is, I'm not really of that generation that kind of like listens to this kind of music. So I'm not entirely the best person to judge that kind of music. I grew up with like old school hip hop and old school techno and electronic and shit like that. So to me, I don't know. Some of these things sound really not so great. Maybe not the best name I've heard so far. Oh yeah, definitely. Your track. Yeah. That was funny. Probably just made it too much love. Yeah, dude, it's live and learn, man. Nobody succeeds in the very beginning. You work, you find some people that you like, you work with them. You find some people that you trust. You ask them what they think of your stuff, and they will give you some pointers. And I have this story about Matt Reed, one of our successful artists that placed his first album on the Irish Apple charts, number 15. And he told me the story about a song. I think it was Silver Waterfall. I'm not sure which one it is. And I said, yeah, your song is so great. That's a wonderful song. And he said, you have no idea how much I suffered for that song. And I said, what do you mean? And he said, I changed it so many times. And I was fighting with my wife about it because the opinion that she had was completely different than the opinion that I had. And then I asked some other people about it, and they had different opinions. And I went back and forth, and I changed the song 20 times. And in the end, I went with what my wife said because I figured, other people's feedback is a little bit better. And in the end, it turned out to be a great song, and it led the album to number 15. And Matt Reed is a great songwriter and a great artist, but he still took, it always drove him insane on that one song. And I know that his process was very much the same on other songs, to where he would go back and forth between various versions of the song and talk to people and say, which version do you like more? Should I do this and here and this and here? And this is normal, Even like the best people, the successful people, everybody does it. So feedback is a thing. And Kenny says he suffers over all his songs. Yeah. And Ken's a really great writer. So, that is something. Ken is like really great writer. Can't imagine that he's struggling with anything. He just always pops out great songs that you can even transfer genre on. It's insane. I think it's good. He's got the melodies, Some people just got the melodies. People like Ken and Matt just got the melodies. And also Cygnus, they're not doing bad. They've also got the melodies. Some people just got the melodies. They're always pumping out great melodies that you can turn into any song. You can turn it into a rap song. You can turn it into a metal song, whatnot, Melody is kind of like, I don't know, it transcends everything in music. A good melody can make any kind of song. Because Ken says our love counts Zero Records. Yeah, that's right. We're not paying him to say that. He does that by himself. that he's plugging us. Okay. What was I going to do? Okay, I checked out the new stuff on the Discord server, and I'm going to do the quitage here now. And now I'm going to quickly jump in to see if we got some good stuff on Muso Blah. Artist submissions. Alright, P2 track, okay. Jean Baptiste.
Dearly beloved, y'all know what time it is.
Yep.
You see all these graveyards laying around here. A lot of dead fucking MCs. John Baptiste. Hey, I think it's time you let these niggas know, man. R.I.P. the trap. Get it in.
Look.
Let's go.
R.I.P. the trap, bring boom back back. R.I.P. the trap, bring boom back back. R.I.P. the trap, bring boom back back. R.I.P. the trap, R.I.P. the trap. R.I.P. the trap, bring boom back back. R.I.P. the trap, bring boom back back. R.I.P. the trap, bring boom back back. R.I.P. the
Okay.
What a shame, homie, who's the one to blame? I bet you any money Biggie rolling in his grave. R.I.P. the trap, bro, that shit is not the wave. You may call yourself an artist, but just know we not the same. I cannot be tamed, got me in my comfort zone. You must be in
Okay, it's a bit simple. Okay, we got some feedback here from Dersey. I think a ton of newbies write a lyric to a beat and just tell themselves that they are perfect. Gotta write or rewrite over and over. Funny, it's fun, but it drives me nuts. Yeah, that's absolutely true. It's got very old school vibes here.
I'ma bury y'all alive. This mic is what I'll use. R.I.P. the trap, bring boom back back. R.I.P. the listening for witty, try and raise your IQ. Be careful of the places that your interests guide you.
Okay, I'm gonna check in on this guy and snoop his SoundCloud and see if he's got anything better. Oh, hey, Jean-Baptiste Drip to track. Jean-Baptiste Rain. Okay, let's listen to the other song. Produced by Zach Vaughn.
I will never, ever, there always comes a time, I swear it's in our design. It's what every person goes through when it's time, dog, it's time. Relationships start out delightful, feel so right for a bit, till you find out that you both psycho and spiteful and shit. Record scratch, start from scratch, acting light in the bit. I swear I'll never simp again, then break my God code and split. Miss ain't so right, make you forget that. Break her off like Kit Kat. Trapped under her spell, she do voodoo, wizardry, witchcraft. Misplaced my coherence, now I think it's too far. She got me singing love songs to acoustic guitar. My homies claim I'm different, strange and acting bizarre. Bitch, don't kill my vibe, TDE, Kendrick Lamar. She got me so high, should I?
Okay, that was better, but not perfect.
You can torture me in chains, you can slice me limb from limb, but my heart will still remain. We in an endless fight for fame, the earth in flames, we chose the riot against all.
Yeah, but I think we can definitely do something with this guy. Like, I'm a heart and save him, because I think he's just like 4 months away from delivering a good vocal. Yeah, wasn't so bad. Already caught one. Right, Crew Manasa.
If I told you what I really want, would you give me what I really want? No one ever say it, but you feel it when I show you what I really want. If I told you what I really want, could you give me what I really want? Without it, I would suffocate and think about it every day. I really want the way you treat me when I feel like I'm nobody still.
I don't know, synth pop. I don't know. And Arby says I'm getting soft. That doesn't mean anything, Arby. It just means I'm talking, you know. And we've been having a hard time with rappers. I have to say it. We've had some very, very talented people that decided that they don't want to be rappers anymore. I just really don't get it. People that work for years to become good rappers, and then they're finally there, and I'm like, we can definitely do something here. And then they're like, I'm gonna go do something else now. You know, I just, why? All right, Perry Ray in between.
I shouldn't have to prove it just to ease your mind. There's no hidden meaning, just a feeling that I
Thanks for subscribing, Jersey. Just for being easier, I just say your name here. Because like when people have different names on Discord and Twitch, then it gets like super confusing. I'm not too hot on this. But I always treasure every person who subscribes, who donates, who helps the show, who helps the label, because we are a label where everybody is an artist. And we got together and we built something awesome. And now we're bigger than most, I guess so. We're not, I don't know, what size are we? We are one of the bigger indie labels, but not among the biggest. Because, you know, the real big indie labels like Spinnin', etc., they're really, really big. And we're not that. But among the, I don't know, a mid-size indie label, hard to say. You're welcome, Jersey. And you gotta stay on Discord and talk with me and do some more shit I can listen to. Too uniform. Not bad. Like the sound. Don't like the uniformity. Like...
Descriptions high and low, she doesn't realize. Cause I did what it takes. I'm working so hard, but no, now I work harder. Break these bounds and keep pushing it farther. Sometimes I slip and I pray to my father to put me back on, cause it's you, it's an honor.
Nah, don't feel the vocals. And he says, oh, best believe I will have a ton of unreleased singles and collabs coming. Focus on what you can do best. If you can't sing, don't sing. If you can't dance, don't dance. If you're great in production, produce. If you're great in rapping, rap, you know? Focus on what you're really good in. Because music ultimately is a team sport. You're always going to be working with other people. Come on. Do you think Dr. Dre has ever written a melody in his life? He's bought every single melody. In NWA, he was still sampling shit, and after he became a little bit bigger, he bought everything. He bought it from Scott Storch. He bought it from various other people. Jay-Z bought so much from Kanye, and I don't know. It's just normal that people buy stuff from people that are really good and certain things, either like making vocals, rapping, doing melodies, things like that. Sounded like the Sex Pistols. Yeah, a little bit, did it, Kenny? Right. Now, Arby says that is the truth. Do what you do best. Yeah. And don't worry about what you can do. Find somebody else who can do it right, you know, that are great at it, because they're doing nothing else but it. Boring. No. And this is Sarsa Salpa from the UK. Oi, gits! Lottie! Where's my Lottie? Got a side cam. I set up a better side cam. Look at. How do we get here? Side cam. Oy, side cam. Look at this side cam. Okay, not so bad. I saved it. It wasn't like, it was kind of like a UK thing. Maybe we got Lottie to weigh into this. But right, next one, Lifewire Klondike Girl. Lucky, lucky, lucky. She comes out of the bushes. That's too punky. I think it's too punky. I don't know. Too uniform? Too punky? Don't know. I had a UK song on like 2 songs before. That's why I was calling Lucky, Lucky. Where's my There's a Pacific K with Bullet. Ah, she says, I know I can hear you. Okay. Did you like that UK song? Was it good? Because I was like a bit conflicted about it. It's too boring. A lot of people are very much into emotional songs and into hymnic songs, and they're always trying to get me to go there, and I'm just not the guy for that. You know, we recently had a project meeting where people were trying to sell me some hymnic songs again, and I was like, oh my fucking god. I don't know. I prefer the upbeat songs. I prefer the positive energy songs. I know that some sad songs, some hymnic songs, some dragging songs become popular, but I do believe that it's more upbeat songs. And it was not. Okay, you did not like it? Okay, yeah, good. All right. Pure Inch, Another Day. Okay, that was a little bit too abstract. You know, when shit gets too abstract, it becomes really difficult for me. It's like... Jonathan Lobo, Start Again.
My dear.
Yeah, too boring. All right, let's filter a genre, and actually never did that. Let's filter... trippy, electronic pop, experimental, electronic dance music, and there's 17 genre. Okay, yeah. This is just... This is why I hate filtering, because you're gonna have to click on 15 different things. Alternative, blah, 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 whatnot. Yeah, let's not do that shit. It's like, in the quest to be ever more specific, people have created so many genres that barely have any difference to the next genre, but everybody's super busy categorizing their artists in one thing, you know. It's the subset of the subset of the subset. It's fringe, bass, jam, electronic, ultra jungle, progressive bass, house, folk, electro. Yeah. Right, it's been a pleasure. All right, back to work. There you go. Have fun working. I'm gonna get out here in 10 minutes, so there's that. Benji Cavalli Ball.
Some people they blast my way. That if Bobby blessing is working
Bobby.
Often think I'm not the same. So my people take your time.
Take your time.
If you want ball, let your friend. If you want ball, just wait for your time.
Ole, ole, amama.
If you know, now you know. If you not colo, now you colo.
Ole, ole.
Don't cape, oh. If you not know, now you know. If you not colo, now you colo.
No golo.
Don't cape, oh.
3, 2. Okay, that is literally a very repetitive chorus. Okay, that chorus did not make this song better. It actually made it worse. So weird. Which one are we listening to? This girl, Maya Atmo. Nice Cuban club music, yeah. He ran out of words. He was going through his dictionaries and he got stuck at ball. Ball. He was just very preoccupied with his balls. Yeah, every song the same. Every song the same whispering style of singing. It's generally what I don't want to hear. Some female artists. We need some fucking female artists. We need some more girls. We got... How many guys we got? We got a lot of guys. Don't we have a lot of guys? We do have a lot of guys. We have Mistina, who's awesome. Do we have other strong women artists? That actually are full-time artists. We need more women. That's what we need. I asked a bunch of them. They're really difficult to sign because a lot of them are like super reluctant about anything. Like commitment. Like, oh, I don't know. Maybe I want to have kids. Like, yep. Musicians have kids too. It's okay, you know. I don't know. And this is exactly what we get from all the women. Well sung, but generally this whiny girl sings sad songs with tiny voice. This is like 90% what I get. This track is very, very full and very chaotic. But generally, it was not whiny girl. It was powerful woman. Like that. Need more of that. You know, I'm gonna look for girls now.
You tell me what you think. What did you please you? Just save all your lies.
Nasal singing. Smart People Macanto. Okay. They got a music video, so.
You're sitting in the front row, but you complain you still don't see. The others just enjoy the show, but you're the one who can't agree. You don't know why you came here. You got better.
It's a little bit jazzy, a little bit chaotic.
Smart people don't do it like you. If you wanna be entertained, you don't need much more possession.
Too confusing for me, sorry. There's no line in the song. It's just like a... I know what they're trying to do, but this is so difficult to sell. Because it's really hard to get into. And I know a lot of people that like jazz would probably like this. But you know, if I don't know, Pale Moon, Clown. Now, alright, let's get this guy's chance. Osayo, Love Tales and Pancakes.
So far, these feelings, they are true. These things I'll do for you, old hands, you make this easy. It will be I'll see you in my dreams. If I were to fall,
I don't know. His voice needs to come out. I'm hearing voice, but he's not letting it out. Oh, some country. Bunch of girls sitting around playing guitars. It's gotta be for Ken.
Girl, you look like hell. I guess that's where you've been. You know I hate to say, but I saw it coming. This kid, that's just how we do it. This time, you do all the crying, and I'll pour the wine. There's more where that came from. A little red medicine.
Kenny, you still here? Where's Ken when you need him?
And help you forget all about
Not a country fan. Come on.
talk or listen. Get it out of your system. Nothing leaves this kitchen.
Give it a rating, Ken. Should we save it or not, dude?
Girl, till we get through it. That's just how we do it. This time, you do all the crying, and I'll pour the wine.
All right. Dude, you're making music that is very close to country. I'm just gonna, you know, before I get shot, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. My truck is gonna play it. My honky donk is gonna slay it. Yeah, Arby probably likes it. Arby's a big country fan. Because Arby and me, we're going to eat that fried chicken and that watermelon. We're going to sit on the porch, do that while we listen to country music, right? It's going to be our thing. Fox and Arrows, Mountain Mine. Blues is different. I know, Ken. I know.
Way down deep in them southern pines, 300 feet down in the mountains mine. Nightfall or death, whichever may come first. Sweat keeps rolling and the dust keeps blowing, but nobody can stop me from where I'm going. The highway to hell's paper dollars disguised as dirt.
I got to school you.
Is miles of frozen word.
I think we should start billing We should start billing Ken as the biggest country star on Count Zero Records. Gotta go. Now he's running away.
Sold your soul to the mountain mine, soul to the mountain mine. Ooh, no, you'll never make it out alive.
vocals are like,
Cramping my side, lifting my step. Gotta keep going, this solo's a death. My body won't stop till I've taken my last breath.
this is not so bad, is it? Who likes this song?
All this time
Who likes Mountain Mine, guys?
how much does my soul cost? Digging my life away in these pines. And my song
That is the kind of enthusiastic response I'm looking for. We've had worse. Sure, it's not bad. Yeah, why not? Okay, I'm declining it. That is not enthusiastic support. If we want to pick up people, they need to have enthusiastic support, like they're really good, you know. But the guy wasn't bad, so if you're the artist watching, then you know. Let me see if I can pick something out there that's about to expire. These are all about to expire. Who has good messaging? Take you up, maybe this. Nope. Let's go by cover because we only got a little bit of time left. Oh, this looks funny.
Let's go beyond the curtain and project ourselves skywards. The speed of light ain't fast enough.
Yeah, no. Well, it was an interesting show today because we had some young people from the Discord server come on, and we talked to some younger dudes that were doing some decent rap music there, and it was an interesting show. But I feel like, you know, I feel like we've reached the end of the show now because it's okay. We heard some nice music. I thought it was a good show today. I thought it was a good show. My camera actually here worked out. We're going to use that tomorrow for Meg's Beauty. So, guys, thank you so much for being on Record Label Boss today. I'm going to come back on Wednesday at 2000 Central European Time with more music from independent artists that they sent us for record label signing consideration. My name is Avio. Check out recordlabelboss.com if you want to know more about me and the show. Check out countzerorecords.com if you want to know more about the artists. I want to thank you all for being on the show today. I hope you're going to have a great week. Think about what I said in the beginning about artists. Seriously though, you know, if you're an artist, think about it. Contribute something positive in the world. I love you all. I'll see you on Wednesday, and don't forget, tomorrow is Meg's Beauty. Let's check out together. I'm gonna see you on Wednesday and now on the Discord server. I love you. Bye.